Good morning. How is everybody? Dylan, good morning, good morning. Happy Thanksgiving week, you guys. I don't know if you yeah, I gotcha. Good morning. I don't know about you guys, but I go a little bit over the top when it comes to the holidays. Baking, cooking, all that stuff. So I was off social media all pretty much all day yesterday baking. I was baking pies. Monday is usually pie day. And so I made apple pie. Good morning. Oh, yes. Thank you, Dylan. That's so nice. Thanksgiving to you too. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. I made apple pies, pumpkin pies, and I'm talking about I made like mini pies, and then I made like some small pies. I made one big pie, which was a chocolate marshmallow pie, pumpkin pie, and I made this like cranberry jam from scratch, and I made mini pies with white chocolate ganache on top. I have a problem. I also made banana bread and some cheese danishes for us to eat, which we're still eating. Yay! Listening while walking baby dog. Good morning, Lou. So I have a problem. So today I'm making and we made macaroons yesterday because I had extra filling. And I had egg whites, so I'm making macaroons. I'm making 2 more batches of macaroons today, and some compound butter. And then I'm making some homemade pesto because I have a basil plant right outside this window that is just giant and it's not going to last much longer. It's going to start getting cold here. So yay, banana bread. All right. Have a good walk. Good morning, William. Good morning, William Russell. How are you, man? So that's what's been going on at my house. Path of the Pale Rider, issue number 7. Books are printing. So I'm using a new printer. His name is David Byrne, and he is fabulous. So he's been working through the giant freaking order that I placed because, of course, it's not just issue 7. There's a ton of those books. It's issues 1 through 6 as well. And so he's been working through them. I saw some videos of issue 1, issue 2, issue 7. And then I was like, you're good, dude. And so those should be completed this week and shipping out. So I will be fulfilling as soon as I get those. So probably after Thanksgiving, all of those will go out. And then I want to be done with that before Christmas. Like it needs to be done. I don't have the sanity to do Christmas and fulfilling at the same time. So as soon as I get those gone, I want you all to have them. So as you can see, my room is full of stuff. I got everything ready to fulfill, including the bear onesies are done. Everything is done. So I'm just waiting for books at this point, and then I can start shipping things out. Did you guys see what episode we're on today? Did you see? We're at episode 200. Yay! I'm so excited. 200 episodes of the Tuesday Morning Brew. And we're still here. And you're still watching me, which is crazy. So I wanted to do some giveaways today. So if you're watching, we're going to do a giveaway like first half, middle part, and then like last part of the show. Because I know different people kind of come through the show. So I know, Dylan, 200 episodes. So I have a few things that I want to give away. I'm going to show them off. Hey, Ian. I know 200 is crazy, right? And now I was a part of the Brew. Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe the episode 5. And it used to be this big panel show. And there would be like 12 people on the screen. And it was nonsense. It was a lot of talking. And I don't even know what was going on half the time. But around hi Dash, good morning. Around episode 35 is when I took over as host. And so, yes, it's episode 200. It'll be my actual 200th episode at 235. But we're going to celebrate today with some giveaways because it's so much easier to celebrate at 200 than it is at 235. So I have a couple things for you guys. I have Jude BS t-shirt to give away. So this is the good old Jude ASL telling you what he thinks. Bloop, bloop, bloop. That means good morning, Matthew. That means bullshit in ASL. So we'll be giving away a bullshit shirt. I have the very best hoodie. These are both extra large, by the way. So hopefully these fit one on you. So I have the Big James hoodie. These are extra that I had that no one's ever worn these, by the way, so it's not like I'm giving you things from my closet. But so I have a hoodie to give away, and I am going to give away a digest copy of a trade paperback 1 through 4. So this is the new one that's dropped. I have 10 copies that I ordered plus my own. I'm going to emboss these, so there'll be a special set of 1 through 10. I'm going to number them so you can get number 1 of these. Understand? You can order these off of Amazon, but they won't be embossed and written in by myself. So if you want the special one, we're going to give it away today here on the Brew. All right? That's how it's going to go. Real quick before I bring in Ed, who is one of my favorite guests, I just want to remind you guys that this is going to be fulfilling, hopefully, the next couple of weeks. But we still have late pledges on, so you can pledge to this and get books. All the cool merch is turned off, but the link, I will drop the link for you, and that is to get copies of the book off of here. These are the people that are getting them first. So make sure if you haven't gotten a copy that you go on here and grab because you're all going to get books at the same time, right? Because I'm shipping them all out. So be one of the first ones to get this book. The PDF has dropped. So if you've read the PDF, you've seen how crazy this issue is. It's absolutely nuts. But you can get in the first batch still, the first print of this book. So I highly recommend it. Here it is. Still got a chance. And if you don't want that and you want the trade paperback like I just showed and you don't get the free one today, you can get it here on Amazon. Let me drop the link for you real quick. Remember, this ships directly to you from Amazon. Free shipping if you've got Amazon Prime. I would say wait a day. We're updating the file here, and for whatever reason, it went up to $22.10. It's $15.99. So give it a day and then go purchase it, and then you'll get the correct price because it's $15.99. I don't know. Anytime Ingram messes with stuff, it changes the price. So, but it's there. So this is a great, chance to get this. Thank you for everybody who's given me reviews. That's super awesome. So yeah, there you go. Take that down. All right, let me bring in my guest for today. You guys should know him because he's a part of this network. Is Ed Davis. He's writer, creator of so many good books that I personally love because we share like a hive mind.
Yes.
Welcome to the Brew. Good morning.
Oh, thank you for having me. We were talking about it backstage, like when was the last time I was on? It's obviously sometime coordinated with a break and a campaign running, but it seems that I always have a campaign running sometime when I'm off because it's easier to promote it and do all that. But it's usually about 4 a year, so it works out sometime. But yeah, I'm happy to be on show number 200. That's amazing.
Isn't that great? Is it Ed? You look familiar. I would hope so. I would hope you've seen something, at least something with Ed on it. He has 2 shows here on the network. Wednesday nights with Dash Hooper, and you guys talk about music. Yes. And then on Saturday mornings as well. So lots of good stuff.
Sometimes we talk about music. Sometimes we talk about random tangents. You just never know.
Sometimes Ed likes to be angry man shaking fist at clouds.
And then sometimes Dash takes that spot. We alternate.
It's a great show to watch, you guys. I've been on it myself a couple times, and both times were really different. But it's such a fun time because it's like music that I have never listened to, that I'm experiencing for the first time, and then we discuss it on the show together. And then Ed does a great job of like pulling up the history of the band and like when was it popular, what the trends were. You do such a good job. Like I always learn something about the band in the music at that time when I'm on the show. So yeah,
I do my research. It's a lot.
He's seen you 3 times because he saw you on Artcasters, and then he saw you when we did the live launch, and now he's seeing you again.
That's right. So 3 times, yes. So my face is around here, but Yeah, it's crazy because when I thought of the show, I didn't realize, oh yeah, you're gonna have to do a lot of research. And
Yeah.
I seek out the best thing I can find is someone who's done a podcast about the band, and
Yeah.
I can listen to that when I'm running and then get home like, okay, I don't go as deep as these podcasts go, but enough where you can get a little bit of the history of the band and a little bit of the history of the album without making me go completely insane doing research, because otherwise it'd have to be a monthly show.
Yeah, because otherwise that's a lot of work. And I mean, like, even for me, like doing Killer Karen, that's work. And we don't have to do any research. It's just like
Yeah.
record, edit,
Mm-hmm.
upload, plan ahead, all that. And it's just like with all the research you guys do, I don't know. Hey, Carrie, good morning.
Good morning.
So, got about 14 people watching. Let's do a giveaway. Let's give away real quick. I would like to hold please. I gotta get there's a spinny wheel. Spinny
Cool.
wheel. Do. Yeah, this one. Can we do it? Maybe? Random name picker. Here we go. I should have been a little more prepared. I was not. Okay.
It's early, and you said you're out of coffee.
I am, you guys. Well, my sister was over yesterday while I was doing the baking extravaganza, and both her and my niece drink coffee. And so I made like a bigger pot than I normally do. And I went through the rest of my beans. And for those that don't know, like, I don't buy coffee beans from the grocery store. I order them green from the growers, and then I roast them myself. So I have coffee beans, but they're green. I have to roast them. So delayed satisfaction, but it's worth it because the coffee is so delicious.
I'm sure.
Oh my goodness. All right. Who wants to be part of this giveaway? We're giving away the t-shirt, the Jude St. Clair bullshit t-shirt. Has Path of the Pill right around the back. So it's extra large. Is it? Yes, extra large. So who would like to win? Say your name in the comments or whatever you like, just so I can put you in the spinny wheel. And maybe you can win this t-shirt. I will ship it right to you. And if nobody wants it, then I'm giving it to Ed. Do you wear extra large?
Extra large. That's my size. I'll take it. And my wife knows ASL, so she just look offended when I wore it all the time. Actually, she would laugh, but then she would. If she was going to an ASL conference or something, she'd be like, "Don't wear that shirt."
Yeah, I was like,
I'm gonna piss a bunch of people off.
Yeah, my dad got one, and I was like, okay, but before you wear this, I was like, please understand what you're wearing.
Yeah.
Like, don't wear it to church on Sunday, okay? Like, you probably are not aware.
Yeah.
You can wear it to work. That would be good. It's like nobody will tell you. All right, well, nobody wants a t-shirt, so we're moving on.
It's my t-shirt now.
I know, it's Ed's t-shirt. So Ed, for those that don't know your background, comic book creation and how you got into all this, like, why don't you give us an overview, what your influences were, what you were watching, and what really motivated you to pull the trigger, do it yourself?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I had always been an avid comic book reader. I had read them since I was little. The first books I discovered were old reprints of Spider-Man and Amazing Fantasy and things like that. And growing up, read those. And then as I got to high school, I really got into the DC Vertigo stuff, where it was, more long form storytelling with Neil Gaiman, Garth Ennis. And what ended up happening was I had been writing stories forever, but never really thought that I could be a comic book writer, because my brain somehow made me think that if you want to write comics, you also need to have some kind of artistic skill. And I have none.
Yep. Yeah.
And I just thought, I can't do comics. So I was writing novels. I was writing short stories. I'm going to have stacks upon stacks of notebooks. And one day I was talking with, it was our librarian at the time, and he was a Kubert School graduate. And we were just talking stories. Like, okay, he's telling me about his story. I'm telling him about mine. And he's like, man, you know what? We should make this book, and that was Immortal Era, into a comic book. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do, how to write a comic book. He goes, it's easy. You just describe what the artist needs to draw, and they draw it. And I was like, oh wait, I don't need to kind of send them layouts and all that, because that's what I assumed, is that I'd have to send the artist something. He's like, no, the artist figures all that stuff out. It's not you that needs to. So I mean, I was probably 40 years old, maybe a little younger, in my late 30s, when I realized you didn't have to be an artist to make a comic book. So then I just went and started going to all these graphic novels. I got huge amount of graphic novels behind me. And anytime you buy those big hardcover graphic novels, they always have a little bit of script in the back. So I went in and just started digging through them and looking at how all these different authors script their comic books. And it varies a lot. And that's what I noticed, is there's no universal format. So I just kind of picked one that I liked. And that was in the Saga one. The Saga, I liked how he did his formatting, where it's just kind of page 1, panel 1, description, dialogue below it, because it still felt more literary to me. So, I mean, if you read one of my scripts, I'm throwing in metaphors, and it's very literary when it doesn't need to be. But that's how I like to write, where if I played with it for a little bit, I could turn it into a short story. I could turn it into a novel, and that's how I write. So I kind of adopted his format and then just started taking these extensive notes that I had on Immortal Era. They went all the way back to 1998. My earliest notes were from 98, and I don't throw away my notebooks. They kind of live in a box in the garage, because I think, a lot of these ideas are crap, but you never know when you could come back and they can actually be useful. And the Immortal Era notes, I never took it very far, but the notes never went away, and they just kept growing and growing. So I had 300 pages of notes before I started writing the comic series. And
Dylan, he always makes me feel old too, so don't feel bad.
Birth year. Yeah,
he's born in 1998. Dylan, hi, Tom Hutchinson. Nice to see you. Been thinking about you lately.
Yeah. I'm a 70s baby, so yeah, you 90s kids. I taught kids that age, so that's when I feel super old.
Shaking his fist at you, you kids.
Yeah. Oh, that was in class the other day. One of the kids goes, "How old are you?" I said, "Oh, I'm 50." They're like, "That's my grandma's age." Like, damn it! Now I just feel just bring the cane, roll it in.
You should be like, "Get out!"
Yeah.
Get out of my classroom.
Principal's office
in the hallway.
now.
You think about that.
Oh man, when they're saying that's my grandma's age, it was just yeah. I need a shaking cane. I just need to invest in one.
I don't have one of those to send you. No giveaways on canes today. Sorry.
Yeah. And there's no canes in Immortal Era or Path of the Pale Rider that we could use as merch.
No. Can we wrap that into the story somehow? I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure someone can bash someone's head in with a cane in both of our stories.
This is true. I mean, it could be used as a weapon.
Get some angry old man just bashing somebody, because both of our stories feature lots of people getting
dismembered.
I realize decapitated heads are just my thing, and
we're gonna talk about that later. Don't worry, I have plans for that. Tom Hutchinson, by the way, this is a great comment. Same thing, gave up on the art side of comics, went into the writing side, and this is key. So learning to script and pace a story is still an art form to learn, though, and I think that's what he's right. Like, that's what makes good comics versus meh comics.
Yeah,
is the pacing, and it's like learning that there needs to be a beginning, middle, of an end of every story, and that there's a beginning, middle, and an end for every arc that you're in. So it's like you have to continually foreshadow what's coming later, and I think that's really key.
Yeah, and I had a creative writing background, so I got a creative writing certificate.
We're going to talk about this too. Don't worry.
Oh, the streaker will be mentioned. Yeah, but yeah, I got a storytelling, not a degree, but you get a certificate when I went to my school.
Carrie's like,
oh yeah.
I mean, between the two of us, yes,
it gets crazy, and yeah, when we get into the whole, when we get into floaters, it gets crazy. But yeah, I think knowing how to be a storyteller, a lot of the people writing indie comics, and there's a lot of great indie comics, but there are people that you can tell have never told a story,
Yes.
and should go back, because you don't need to get a college degree to get a creative writing certificate. You just take several courses to learn pacing, plot, beginning, middle, and end, so that you don't rush it. A lot of people rush it, and a lot of people take too long. So it's finding the sweet spot. And in indie comics, I think that's the hardest thing, is you want to hurry it up because people are waiting 3 months or more, 4 months between
Yeah.
issues. But you shouldn't. You know what? People will patiently wait. So don't rush your story for the sake of, it's going to take a long time to make it get done.
Right. But I mean, like, if you're rushing the story and they're waiting 3 months, 4 months for it and it's crap, they're not going to come back and wait for that.
That's true.
next one.
They're not waiting. They'll
don't
have
wanna wait
waited
for
and be disappointed, and they're gone.
Right. So it's like, and unfortunately, that's the methodology that I use. I run a Kickstarter when I need the funds so we can continue to produce comics, and so people have to wait because we're still in production. I wish I could have like just an influx of money so I could just make an issue and then pay myself back on the back end, but that's not the reality for me. But I always tell people, I was like, this needs to be the best version of itself. And unfortunately, we're a team of people, and no matter how ready I am for it, the art team has to do their thing. You know what I mean? And they have to be happy with it. And then it has to go through edit. You know what I mean? So there's a process to it, and they all have lives, and we all have families, and we all have jobs. Like it's a thing. And so we're usually pretty close to deadline. Like I think our deadline for 7 was November. So here we are in November. We're wrapping up in November, but I'm also communicating with everybody like, hey, we're really close. And like the books they're printing right now. So if they go out the first week of September, I don't think anybody's going to shoot me.
No.
Right.
And you just need to communicate, because I've had delays. I've had major printer delays. I usually have the art ready to go by the time the Kickstarter's going, but that doesn't mean the printer's not going to delay you months. And just communicate. And I think both of us have released enough that people can trust we're not going to flake on them. We're not just going to disappear. For me, I've done 13 different books, so they know I'm not going to just not send them what they paid for.
Stop summoning the police to this live stream. Thank you.
Yeah.
We don't want that. For those of you that are just joining us, we're doing a giveaway today. We have a few different ones during the show. I'm trying to get people to sign up for this lovely extra large shirt, which has Jude St. Clair giving you the bullshit ASL symbol. Lou Pons, I have you on the list. Ed, I put you on there, of course. And if we don't run it or people don't sign up, everything's just going to Ed. Ed's going to get a giant box of cool stuff from Path if you all don't participate.
I need that. So go ahead. Feel free not to comment. I'll take it all.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just send a giant box to Ed. I'm sure he'll love it.
And I put together a digital bundle with everything from Finish Line Comics up to now. So it'll have Immortal Era 1 through 11, Corruptor 1 and 2, and the Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales, which is not Finish Line, but I have a story in there. So you can get a big bundle of everything. You'll be all caught up on Finish Line Comics. So yeah.
I'm going to sign up for that one too, because I've been reading Immortal Era and I haven't read Corruptor yet. And I'm already backing Floaters, so that's definitely a thing. So you guys just let me know in the comments. I'm going to wait maybe like 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to spin the wheel. So if y'all want to sign up for the free t-shirt giveaway that I will ship out this week. I can ship it out this week? Yes, I can. You can get it this week. So Carrie, if you win it, I will send it to Pops like I normally do, and then he will forward everything to you. So if y'all want to sign up for that, you just let me know. And yes, we do send squishy body parts. Some of them are edible. So hooray.
See, I could just adopt those and move them straight to Immortal Era, and it would just match. Because we talked about the hive mind of dark creation. Yeah.
Yeah. Because until I met Ed, I was like, I'm the only one that has ever thought of this, right? Because it's kind of a different take on immortality. And then for me, like zombieism is kind of like my take on it, where, zombies have kind of jumped the shark, where we've seen so much Walking Dead. I was like, we need a reboot, right?
Yeah.
What my theory is, once we get to romantic the romantic version of the bad guy. Like vampires used to be scary. We now have romantic vampires.
Then Twilight
Werewolves used to be
happened.
scary. We have romantic werewolves. We have romantic mummies. Like once we got to romantic zombies, I was like, put it
It's
all in
over.
the trash.
Yep.
Time to start over. And so that's kind of where my idea was, where it's like, what if death didn't work anymore? And until I met Ed, I was like, I'm the only one that's ever thought of this. And then it was like, hold my beer.
Yeah. So I wrote, we both write stories where, like you said, death is broken, and it's broken in different ways. But
Right.
your world, it's zombies. There's not really zombies in mine because you just don't die. It's
Right.
just the walking living instead of the walking dead. But
Right.
there's these people that are hundreds of years old, and I kind of take it in a different direction, which gives it kind of a sci-fi spin of how can the government exploit these really old people. And you find out
Terrible.
one of our characters is just, you just want to punch him repeatedly, even though he's just a head. You're like, no, fuck that head. I'm sick of
Yeah,
him, and
we'll
he
sign
does a
it,
lot of
please.
horrible shit. And he definitely will get his redemption arc, but you have to hate the hell out of him before he gets it.
Dr. Mann is the worst.
Yes, he is.
He is the worst floating head. Like every time I read Immortal Era and they're like, there's a flashback about Dr. Mann, I'm like, that motherfucker.
Why will I hate him now?
I was like, what else? What else can Ed throw at us that this man has done? And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, now. We're not doing well, I mean, Ed has things in his comic that I don't. Let's put it
Yeah,
that
I mean,
way.
it gets, and that's the thing is, we're of a hive mind, but we take it our own direction. It would really suck if we read like, oh shit, we just wrote the same story, and we've been
Right.
doing it and didn't know who the other existed up until this point. But no, it's,
Right.
you can read them both and just get a different take on this. And for me, it all started with Gulliver's Travels, and he finds an
Ooh.
island where everyone is immortal. So he gets this island, everyone is immortal, and at first thinks, oh, this is where I want to spend my life. I think his Lugnag is the island. Then he finds all the people that are old and decrepit. They can't think, they can't move. He's like, oh shit, immortality sucks, never mind. And he leaves. And that's where the idea of Immortal Era hatched. So when people, yes, severed heads are my thing.
Are you
Apparently,
are you like, you're the governor in Walking Dead? Oh, he had his fish tanks and he had his heads in the fish tanks.
yeah, kind of like that. But
The
yeah,
wall of fish tanks. I'm just curious.
when people try to tell me, oh, this story reminds me of blank blank, like they always try to tell you how you're ripping it off. I said, no, this is straight from Gulliver's Travels. I only steal from the best.
At least you have an answer for that.
Yeah.
Ed has things in his head.
Well,
As in Ed is in head. That was
yes.
clever. I like
Yes.
it. Leah, if you want, I can throw your name into a giveaway. This is our 200th episode of the Brew. I'm happy to throw your name in. We are giving away a few things. Right now, we are giving away an extra large Jude Sinclair bullshit ASL shirt. So, roasted.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. So, yes. All right, Leah, I'll put you in there. We got one more minute before I spin this wheel, and then we're going to have a couple more giveaways later in the show. So, for anyone who cares to participate. So that's funny. I didn't know that your story came from a Mortal Era came from I can't talk. Gulliver's.
Yeah, because I was an English lit major in college, so we had to read a million little excerpts in these phone book sized, collections of English literature and American literature, and that one was the Gulliver's Travels one was the one that made me rush home and start the very first notes for Immortal Era.
That's funny. And I don't know if most people have actually read Gulliver's Travels. Hey, look who it is. Marco. Thanks for stopping in. Everybody remember Marco DeFio? Hey, by the way, I don't know if you've seen our new trade. This is a digest size. It's a little bit smaller. It's on Amazon. We're giving away one of these today. Beautiful. Nice. But this is a little bit smaller than the other one. And price point is a little bit better too. So this is on Amazon, people, but this is Marco's work inside of the book. So
Very cool.
Thank you for stopping by, Marco. Nice to see you. But the Gulliver's Travels is not just little people; it's giant people, and then there's horse people. There's other islands besides the tiny people.
He goes to so many different islands,
yeah.
And the movies and the animations that have been done generally focus on the little and the big, and he goes to a bunch in between because he's just not happy. He's like, all right, I'm leaving my wife, I'm leaving my family, I'm going to go find my paradise, and he's just constantly going. And the one where he finds the island of immortals is only about 8 pages, so it never gets adapted. And it really is, he just kind of goes in, and the young people are up front, the immortal 30-year-old. So of course it looks great when you're seeing the 30-year-old, right? And they're hiding these, these decrepit 100 upon 100-year-old people that are just like, fuck my life, please kill me.
Yeah.
And the 30-year-olds know they're going to reach there, but right now they're like, this is not so bad. I can, I'm going to live forever. But they continue to age. And that's why in my book, the people just age and age and age. And, for me, after reading that little Gulliver's Travels, and it's, I can't even say how many excerpts I would have to read in a given week. I would spend hours upon hours reading everything. Yeah, the Jack Black one.
Terrible. That's the worst one.
It's awful. But he doesn't go to the lug nag. But yeah, you read so many, and so many just go right over your head. But that one made me think, like, how could we fix this? How could they fix the immortality? So first you have to figure out what caused it. And I give you issue 2, I throw that right at you. Like, all right, I don't waste my time. You're much more generous
than I am. I'm like, you may never know.
Yeah, for mine, it's like, here you go, issue 2, because then it has to set up. Now we know what the reason is. Now we have to fix it. And of course, you add foes along the way. Like there are people that are perfectly content with the immortality and have found a way to exploit it. So they're going to try to stop them along the way. So it gets a little bit of everything thrown in there. You get your sci-fi, you get your fantasy, you get your horror. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
Supernatural. There's so many genres that you cover in that series. I really enjoy it because it checks all the boxes, definitely some horror, definitely has some twists. The twists in there is like, oh my God. I shake my head and I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Why didn't I think of this? Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. It's that time. We are going to spin the wheel. We got Carrie, Davis, Lou Pons, and Leah. We're going to spin the wheel, click to spin, click to spin. Da 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 da. Yay! Ed is running the t-shirt for real this time.
Beautiful.
Congratulations, Ed, for winning.
My wife will get a good laugh about that shirt.
Yeah.
And she'll say, do you even know what that says? Like, yeah, I know. It's bullshit.
All right, so we will take you off the wheel for the next one. If everybody else wants to stay on, the next thing that we will raffle will be the sweatshirt. So we'll wait a little bit before we do that. And then we can do Ed's raffle at any time too. That's a great bundle. I want to be a part of that one. So for sure. Oh, good morning, everybody. Yeah, everybody's kind of coming through. Love it. Good morning. Welcome to our 200th episode of the Tuesday Morning Brew. It's a thing. Crazy.
And I haven't been counting my Saturday morning comic talks. I got to count because I'm sure we've hit. I know we're closing in on 50 for the music show for First Impressions.
Yeah.
But I haven't counted. I got to go through and count the Saturday morning comic talk because we are probably, I think I've done a couple beyond what I did for the music one. So I got to count so we can have kind of a giveaway show because I have plenty of things like you have. I have t-shirts and stuff like that I can throw into a giveaway. And I did tech shirts for Finish Line Comics so people can actually go run in them because that's where the Finish Line comic skeleton came from. I put him in that the skeleton is wearing the outfit I wore when I accidentally had to do a 48-mile race.
Please tell that story. It's so funny.
Okay. Yeah, so I had signed up for an ultra, which I was already planning on doing 30 miles, which would have been pretty daunting, and it's a relay race, so you don't do them all at once. And after the first leg, one of my people in the van got food poisoning. She says, pull over, just starts throwing up on the side of the freeway. She's like, I can't do my miles. And our team would have had to forfeit. I'm like, I'll take your miles. Not realizing that I'm now going to have to do 48 miles. And my last leg is a full marathon after already doing a ridiculous amount of miles. So yeah, I'm doing this one. And mind you, this is the hilliest end of a race as well. So you're going up this giant hill and people are like, you can do it. It's like, fuck off.
Kill me.
I want to die right now because I was being stupid. I'm like, I'm just going to be healthy. And before I go and do a full marathon, I drank a smoothie. So that's how I feel as I'm approaching the finish line after closing out 48 miles. So now I can say I've done it. But man, I finished it and my head was just spinning because I had done, I think I drank 2 smoothies before going out to run. It's like 26 point something miles. I think like 26.8. So it was actually a little bit more than a marathon. And yeah, I was so dehydrated. And that was one of the worst feelings where I thought, I'm surprised I didn't pass out, but I'm also stubborn as shit. So I was like, fuck this. I will cross that damn finish line. But I do feel like I almost became that guy right there.
Oh my God. Ah, man, this is such a funny, and Ed is full of these stories, Carrie. So yes, in fact, I want to show you guys floaters. The reason for the episode, right? Because of course we can get Ed on when he's not. Ed is a teacher, and so when he's on break or on summer break, that's when we can get him on the show, which is great.
Yeah.
But he is live on Kickstarter right now. This is. How do I explain my feelings about this? I've heard Ed talk about this. It sounds terrifying. It's genius. I mean, and it's just it's so close to being funded, you guys. We could fund it here on the Brew today. I mean, seriously, a couple backers would get this over the finish line. Get it? Finish line comics? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't make me like the skeleton stuck at the end.
Stuck reaching for the finish line and never quite getting there. Let me drop the link for you guys in the comments, but would help if I actually copy. You know me and the buttons. I like pushing all the buttons and sometimes they're wrong. Here it is. So not yes, Gary, that was that show. Remember Floaters on a Show was too late and I asked Pops if it was about poop with the name Floaters. No, this is about eye floaters, not toilet floaters.
Yeah, that's why we had to put that it's a body horror story in the description. Because there's 2 connotations. But if anyone's experienced eye floaters, you know the difference.
Right. So
you learn it the hard way.
Gosh. And I mean, so pitch the book. Tell us, what this is about and what kind of goes down. And this is a one shot, correct?
Yeah. So it's a one shot. It's 28 pages, and basically it's about a man who develops eye floaters, and these eye floaters are not just what the doctors describe as eye floaters. It's, an accumulation of vitreous gel in your eyes. No, these eye floaters are actually parasites, and they invade the mind and make the people become more and more homicidal, but they have to be activated. And the way to activate floaters is through pain. So there's a whole group of people who have a different kind of eye floater, and these eye floaters compel them to cause pain to people with I call them the gnat floaters, because that's the kind that I got. And I just kept having all these crazy things happen to me when I developed the floaters. And that's actually where the story hatched. It hatched when I was attacked literally by a homeless woman. She kind of grabbed me, started shaking me, and was telling me that I wasn't real and, screaming at me. And that's where this idea came. And as you see the woman with the little skewer right there, that's the homeless woman. And what she became in the story is kind of she drives the narrative with her trying to activate our main character's floaters.
So what happens when your floaters are activated?
When your floaters are activated, you become a complete homicidal maniac. And that's why we got a decapitated head on the cover, because that is my thing. I didn't realize it till now.
Oh my God. And by the way, Glenn Fleming. Hi, Glenn. How are you? But telling Ed to run, nah, Ed fits right in.
That's easy.
Ed is not afraid of me or this show. Ed understands me, and he's just on the same level. So no,
I thought he just wanted me to go on a run after this show, and I got you covered. Don't worry.
Ed is a runner. Yes.
Yeah. So I will be running when the show finishes. So thank you for the invite.
Glenn usually tells my guests to try and run away from us.
That's all right. No, I brought Laurie to host my show when we were launching Floater, so I know what I'm getting into, and I asked for it. I request it.
I requested quite a bit to launch Kickstarters, and I was like, I don't know, you like my kind of crazy? That's fine. Oh, yay, Lou! Welcome back.
Someone's asking, was it on a plane?
Saw a name for the campaign. I'm back. Are you real, or did a robot check on Laurie before the show? What? Was this on a plane? No. So Ed went to the doctor. You were was it a hospital you were at with the homeless lady?
It was a hospital. Yeah, it was in a urgent care. And at this urgent care, I had spent, at that point, that's when I had spent about 6 hours in that waiting room. Well, between two. I went to one, got sent to another, and I went to that emergency room, and that doctor was the one who told me, it's all in my head, you're fine. If it gets worse than this, then you tell me. And I said, it already is worse than that. What are we talking about here? And he's like, well, you're good. And as I'm walking out, frustrated as shit, because urgent care is fucking garbage. I can give you horror stories of multiple family members who have gone to urgent care, been sent out saying everything's fine. My dad one time went to the urgent care. They tell him, you're fine. And he fell on the way to his car. And then they had to bring him back to urgent care. Like, oh, maybe you weren't okay. So fuck them. But yeah, these 1.5-star urgent cares, beware. You'll get what you pay for. And
homeless people and streakers.
Yeah, so that was the same one. So I leave this urgent care. The next day I go to a proper optometrist and have to pay a lot more, obviously, because that's not part of your medical insurance. So I thought, but you know what? I know something's wrong. And he goes in, he finds multiple retinal tears, and he's like, all right, what amateur didn't see these? I told him the hospital. He goes, that explains it all. And I'm not going to name drop the hospital. I'm not that rude, but yeah. So I had to go, unfortunately, back to that hospital, because they're the ones that have the machines to perform the laser surgery. And when you go there, one of the things that we see in the book is this Q-tip thing that they do. And they get this Q-tip and they kind of move your eye around with a Q-tip. I don't know if we have that in the pictures, but it is in the book. And Dan even asked, like, is that Q-tip thing real? I said, it is very real and very horrible. So yeah, they do that one. And then this time I had the pictures that the optometrist had given me of the retinal tears, because I could have had him do the laser surgery. But again, he said, it's going to cost you a small fortune to have me do it. You take this back to the urgent care, and you're only going to have to pay your copay through your network. So, he said, and good luck, because those guys suck there. And
shoot.
Yeah, when I was there, then I had to.
This is just American healthcare at its finest. You know what I mean? Like, your coverage covers the shitty doctor who will probably mess it up, or you can pay out of pocket, out of network, for the person who will probably fix it the right way, and then you might have to put a second mortgage on your house. Yeah,
and that's the thing. He told me, because I think just to see that optometrist that morning was $300.
Oh,
so it was insanely expensive, but he found it. He took the pictures that I could take to them. And you would think the picture would be enough. But no, those motherfuckers had to get the Q-tip again. And like, but you can see it. They're like, well, we need to see specifically where they are. Oh, there they are, just where he said. It's like, yeah, really? So, yeah, that was there. And that was when I was waiting to actually get into the room where they were going to perform the laser surgery. That was between the first day it's 6 hours and this day was 11 hours, the 17-hour day, that's when I was writing floaters. And that second day after the homeless woman, that's when floaters kind of materialized in my head. And I told the nurse, I'm sitting there. This is where I'm sitting there. Before I ask the nurse for anything, the dude who runs out and he's buck naked and he's like, "You can't keep me here." And he's running out of the hospital and they're saying, "Sir, don't you want your clothes?" "I don't need clothes. I need to get out of here." And just bolts out. And this is kind of in the back room, waiting room. It's still a waiting room. They have a hallway full of chairs that you're sitting on. And there's naked dude. My eyes are dilated, so I can't quite see him clearly, but that's not a bad thing. And then at that point, the nurse is going to everyone. What can I get for you? What can I get for you? You know, they're bringing cups of water, stuff like that. And I said, I want some of that water and a stack of paper and a pen. And that's when floaters started to materialize. It opened when I started writing it with the homeless woman attacking the guy. And it's a very non-linear story. So when you read the book, it moves around a lot. So it jumps from scene to scene to scene. And then by the end, we understand everything that we're seeing in the beginning. Because in the beginning, you kind of see this house. The police are about to go into it. A decapitated head gets thrown out the window. And then
that was done here.
you go in.
Yeah.
And you see that the police are going in this house. You see gunshots coming out of the house. And then that scene closes. The end of the book takes us back to the house, but this time we go inside so we can see exactly what went down in the house and how does it connect to the characters in the story.
And guys, I know Ed and I know his writing. This is going to be a wild ride. 100%. Just from my experience reading Immortal Era, this is one that you definitely don't want to miss. This is going to take you on and that's one of the bonuses of having a one shot is you're going to get the whole story in this issue.
Yeah.
So I love me a good sprawling tale, but then you got to wait for me to do the next one. But this is a one shot, so you get it all in here, and so it's going to be a roller coaster ride. And then you could put it down and think about it, and then go read it again.
Yeah, and then think, oh shit, I have eye floaters. What's going to happen?
I know. Because I was telling you, I have a couple, and usually I just ignore them. Because they're not too bad. I don't have nearly what you have with the gnat syndrome.
Yeah.
But I do have them, and it's like if you focus on them, then you can kind of see them and they float by.
Yeah.
But I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah. After the surgeries, I have one that just hangs out. And it's a little gnat-like one. And now I play the eternal game of gnat or floater. And I start and I don't swat. And my wife will even say, "Oh no, that one's a gnat." Okay, good. I'll swat at it.
Go ahead and swat it. Yeah.
But she knows I'm looking at it, wondering, is that the floater or is that the gnat? So yeah, I have that one that even after the 2 surgeries, it still hangs out. So it still lives there. The other eye, they did it all in one eye. The other eye has the kind of amoeba looking ones, which is why I put both into the story. And the amoeba floaters are the ones that the ones that have to turn the other floaters into the maniacs. That's the ones they get, and they're just compelled. It's like magnets to the people with the gnat floaters to cause them pain. So one of the women,
the amoeba floaters are the bad ones.
They're both bad. The amoeba floaters make you want to go and cause pain to the people with the gnat floaters, so that the people with the gnat floaters will snap and go homicidal.
Are the amoeba floater people also homicidal?
No, they're just trying.
Their goal is to target the gnat floaters.
Yeah. They go, and then one woman we see in there, she trains her dog to go bite people with the gnat floaters. And that comes from after the second day I had developed the huge amount of floaters, went out for a run, and on my run, I get charged by this dog, and I'm like kind of putting my hand out, bit my hand, and then the woman comes out like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. He's normally a good dog." I'm like, "Motherfucker, your dog sucks." And that was, then I thought, wait, she's trying to activate the evil floater. So then
there we go.
She was not in draft 1. She made it into the final draft because I thought there's, Streaker never made it in the book because I couldn't figure out how he worked toward the plot. And now I actually figured out a good way I could have put him in, but it's too late. The art is done. I guess we'll save that for the Floaters sequel, the C-section pain activated floaters. It'll take Laurie's story.
Oh, sounds scary.
Because I tell you, anytime we're on my show, ideas will pop in my head.
Yes.
And yeah, case in point, I have a nearly finished book that happened because of Laurie telling me to use my imagination. Famous last words.
Show. And that was the craziest show ever. A lot of them are crazy, but Ed's was up there. Top 10. No, top 3 crazy. It was nuts. But it was such a fun time. I got to get caught up in the chat here. So, by the way, congratulations to Katie Shaw, whose campaign just ended for Dragon Child, and she broke 5K on her countdown.
Beautiful.
So congrats, Katie. That's exciting. That's a great story. Young adult. My girls read that. They're so into it. So she's doing a reprint of her minis. And so I got in on that one as well. I could probably tell Ed's story since I've heard it twice, and it's a what story.
Yeah. Now you've heard it twice, and it's painfully real. I mean, it's crazy that so much of Floaters is actual real things that happened to me. Of course, exaggerated to make a compelling story. Because if I just told the tales of a shitty hospital waiting room, I don't know, people might want to read it. It was that bad. And I've talked to other people who have gone there, and they're just like, yeah, I got some stories from there too. So I'm thinking I just need to go and start interviewing the nurses of that particular urgent care. And they could tell me some tales, I'm sure.
I was going to say, that's a gold mine right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says, hey, if I saw that in 2 nights, I will not drop the name because I don't need to get sued by
sued. Maybe he can tell you in the DMs.
Yeah, you know how to contact me. I can tell you, but it's in California. You won't ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ed's in California, so unless you're in California, you're not gonna end up there. So
if you do end up in California and you're out here visiting, then you send me a message and I will tell you which ones are safe and which ones aren't, because my dad's had lots of medical issues and I've seen pretty much all the SoCal urgent cares that you could possibly see, and I know which ones I would go to and which ones I would avoid like the plague.
Ew, Lou, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and I didn't tell the needle story, so
yeah. I mean, like, Lou has experienced some eye issues and trauma as well, so I'm
if
sure
you have the stitches, you probably got to watch the needle come into your eye. The Lucio Fulci moment of your life.
Ew. I was at the door waiting on delivery, listening to a show, and just as he gets to the door, you guys are talking about severed heads. The delivery man moves so quick. We're good for that. We'll get rid of those people.
Yeah,
good thing flavor.
They were telling me to run, and maybe Laurie needs to run.
I always say, if you see me running, because I hate running, if you see me running, you should also run, because it's something that I can't beat it up.
Bad.
Like it's a T-Rex. Like, you should run. We're not beating a T-Rex with my machetes. Just saying.
Yeah,
it's funny. He's heard your story 3 times now.
So there you go. You'll now retell it for me. You can come on my show and tell it on my behalf.
I laughed till before I closed the door, so maybe that didn't help. The guy was like, "We should go."
Yeah, quick. Then she's like, "What's in the
baggage? Back away from the door. Don't show your back." Oh my goodness. So we'll touch more on floaters in a little bit. Let's do Ed's giveaway. Let me switch the banner. Which did I switch the banner? La 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 la. We're gonna switch the banner to Massive Digital. I can spell digital package. That's what she said. Finish Line Comics. All right, everybody, start giving me your names. Who wants to be a part of this giveaway? I don't think so. I don't think a cattle prod would do much to a T-Rex.
No.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, the cattle prod would just annoy the T-Rex, and you might like cattle prod his tongue as you're being chewed up.
Yeah, I don't think so. So, okay,
Minor.
Leah, yep. I have everybody that was on the wheel last time. So I have Lou, Carrie, Leah, and myself. Because I want this. I want to read Corruptor. Dylan. Pops, you want me to throw you in there? You want to read Corruptor and all the he's gonna throw in all of the immortal, he said all the immortal eras, all the corruptors, and some of the Cthulhu invades Fairyland, correct?
Yeah. So
Holy
it's
crap.
pretty much all that I've published so far. So you get a little bit of
Wow.
everything. The only thing that's missing is the Immortal Era short story that I did for the Tales for the Collective. But yeah, that if you read it and like it, then that's going to be put into volume 2 of the trade. That's going to be put at the end.
Got it.
Which will be March, I'm thinking, volume 2. So it's coming pretty quick.
That's cheating. You get to have your name on there once, Pops or Dante, not twice.
Dante, yeah.
I know Dante will get a chance to read it if Pops wins. We'll just put it that way. Because I could be like, put Karen on there, and then I'll put Karen. They're all Karen. Karen wins. Because that's how Karen would play. All right, let me switch to this tab. We need a drum roll, please. Oh, Matthew. I'm sorry. We'll do it again. I apologize. Whoop. No one saw it. Matthew, I will definitely stick you on there. Nobody saw who won. Now there's an ad. All right, ready. Here we go. Add Matthew. We did. Pops. Pops win. Oh, Michael, you just have to tell me. That's all. So you just have to put it in the chat that you want to be a part. We'll get you on the next one. There's still 2 more giveaways, so don't worry. So Pops Van Zant wins the massive Finish Line digital package.
Nice.
That's easy. So Pops, we are removing you. Michael, I will put you on the wheel. If anybody else would like to be on the wheel, the next thing we are going to give away is the sweatshirt. This is the Big James. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorite hoodies. This is, you will see this from a mile away. It's so comfortable. And it's that iconic Big James done by Everett Watkins, which if you all have not heard of Everett Watkins, he's done some amazing work for Path of the Pale Rider. And he does like logo designs. He does like corporate websites and stuff. It's crazy. You gotta find those people. What's this?
I am adding the first peek we have had at the Karen Hunter's book.
Oh my gosh, exclusive! I'm so excited.
Since it was
good Lord. What are we looking at?
This scene is where our manager had left after having to slay one of the Karens in his store. He realizes that all Karens travel in pairs, and the second Karen is trying to hunt him down as he escapes in his car.
It's like, can she fly? She has horns.
She has wings too.
Oh my God, you guys. Can I show the next one?
Do it. And then this is after the girlfriend gets the saliva of the Karen on her, and it shrinks her heart into an egg, which hatches the Karen out. And this is when she has fully turned and realizes that her boyfriend is not going to turn, so she's trying to slay him in his sleep.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, yes, I agree, by the way. I thought this man looks very handsome. So we like that. Karens can fly. I think Ed's you have to understand Ed's the way that the Karens work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're passed on like a virus.
Yeah.
But
it's through saliva. So Karens are passed on through saliva. That's why they scream at managers and why they were so pissed off about having to wear masks during COVID, because they couldn't spread the Karen flu, or I guess the Karen demon virus.
Yeah.
So the Karens spread it through this and spread it through saliva. And once they spread it, your heart becomes an egg. It shrivels into this little black thing, and I guess I'm giving spoilers of issue 2, but that's okay. And a demon hatches from there, and it takes over your mind, and the real soul is sent down to hell and trapped in something, which is spoilers ahead, but that's all right. You guys will forget it by the time the book comes out. And if you get the saliva on you, but it doesn't turn you into a Karen, then you become recruited by these group of hunters whose only job is to slay all the Karens, and they are down to one nest, which is run by the Karen Prime, and they're trying to get to that nest and destroy it. But in the meantime, there's one of the Beverly Hills Karens left, and that's the one who's chasing him down.
Beverly Hills Karens. And, this is how it all started. I was coming on the Killer Karen show, and I was like, Ed, come with something, have a plan prepared to challenge, this Karen, Karen Prime.
Yes. The Karen
and he
Prime.
did. And that's, see, us creative types, you can't suggest things like that.
Yeah, and it was, I wrote a whole mythology. I wrote the thing, and yeah, they dip them in bathtubs of bile to test them to see if they actually are immune to the Karens. So, the Texas Karen, they're coming. The Karen hunters are on their way.
No.
And they might have recruited one new Karen hunter in the mix. They have to test her.
Yes.
And that's where issue 2 is going to be, is her test. And then issues 3 and 4, it's all the way to Texas to take out Karen Prime and Dante, who lives in the attic. And, it's that I wrote it all. And as I remember, I went on the show, and then after the show, I went on a run, which is kind of, when he's telling me to run, I just thought he knew my routine. So it's like, yes, yes, sir. I got that.
Yes, I will.
It's covered. I'm planning on it. But I went on the run, and then I remember I'm messaging Laurie, and
he's like, wait a minute, attic.
I don't know where Dante lives. Oh, yeah. Wherever he lives, that's where he'll live in the book. But yeah, I go on my run, and I start texting Laurie. I think I actually have a book that I could make out of this dumb mythology that I just wrote for your show. And then it went from, I think I have a book, to I sent her the full script. So she's seen the first 24-page script. And yeah, I went from this loose idea to this can be a lot of fun. It's completely wacky and wild.
It's horrific. There's some,
I don't think, nope, I lied. I was going to say, I don't think there's any decapitated heads, but I think by page 6, there's a decapitated head.
What are you talking about? Of course there is.
It was very fast. Heads roll like always.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so is it the basement? All right, wherever.
Yes.
You're going to die. It's sad, but, Karen Prime has to die, so part 2 of the story, they can go to hell to save his girlfriend for real.
Hopefully. They're like a vampire, and if you kill Karen Prime, it releases them from their torment?
Yeah. Well, no, they have to go back there and save them. So he's gonna the portal's gonna be, spoiler alert, this portal's gonna be at Karen Prime's place, and he's gonna have to go in the basement. In the basement. So there you go.
Dante is hiding.
They're going to think they're done with the Karen Prime, but she's just going to be in a more powerful form when they encounter her the second time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. So there you go. There's a synopsis with a shit ton of spoilers. So please forget anything you saw here.
Oh, they'll forget. I won't forget, but the rest of them will.
That's all right. I'm going to send you the scripts as they're done, so you'll kind of know as soon as everyone else does.
That's one of the bonuses of being Karen Prime. All right, my friends, it is that time of the show. We are going to play a game. The rules don't matter. There's no points. We just do this for shits and giggles. Come on, we're going to play. Would you hug this? Ed Davis edition. So you know this is going to be messed up. Because during this game, I pulled just random photos off the internet, things that I think that are related to your stories or whatever, and we are going to see if you would hug them or not. Trigger warning, there's a lot of heads in this issue. So if you're easily grossed out, I am warning you. So very first one is a trigger warning. Here we go.
Wow. Poor chickens.
We got some chicken heads. For reasons, if you have not read Immortal Era, please read Immortal Era. This will make much more sense to you.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think. Does Corruptor have any severed heads?
Oh,
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Because I was gonna say, oh, Karen's no severed heads, and I'm like, oh yeah, like it's page 4. There's a severed head.
Yeah, we take off. You take off a head, so
it doesn't last
because
long.
I feel like I'm involved because I'm Karen. Hey Al, hello. If you think about it, this could be potentially the modern story behind the creation of Frankenstein. Group of friends are challenged to create like
the Karen hunters,
story?
I guess.
Yeah.
So Frankenstein, where they were in that scary night and they all created horror stories and yeah, so that's just, if you give me a nugget of an idea, I will turn it into a story. My Saturday morning comic talk, we were talking about sci-fi technology, and just a little bit, I have a story that I've started the loose notes on. So
oh my gosh. So Ed, are we hugging these decapitated chicken heads?
I mean, I feel for them. I'll give them a little hug.
You're gonna hug chickens? I'm not hugging these chicken heads. I'm just going to politely nod at them. If they're in your story and they're still animated, I would say.
Yeah, they would be clucking in the story. Like we have that row of severed heads in Immortal Era, and they all look like they're having a good time. They're kind of laughing.
They're joking around for a little bit at least. They look like
they're on spikes. That's how they're going to be stuck for their eternity. So
like this.
Yeah.
Trigger warning heads. I think I'm supposed to say that before I put the picture up, but oh well. Of course, these are the severed heads from The Walking Dead, but this just reminds me of Immortal Era where they're actually having a good old time.
Yeah, see, those ones you might want to hug them because they could be a friend that you had and they got stuck on the wall.
Yeah, they're probably stinky though.
Yeah, right? I mean, but generally this universe is going to be a pretty smelly universe.
Yes. Both of our universes.
One thing we haven't seen in either of our books are showers. So
oh yay! I was gonna say
like you're gonna embrace the stench.
Nah, we got showers coming up in my store.
Yeah, the day spa. We've already established it's gonna be this. I'm already ready. I haven't read the digital because I'm a physical media guy. So I'm gonna wait till the digital's in my hand. I'm gonna be let down that it's not a Club Med style place, because that's I just think of this Club Med.
I know
zombies sipping
Ed's
cocktails.
theory about what the undead retirement community in Path is that it's actually a nice place, and that when he gets there, Jude doesn't want to leave. That's his theory.
Yeah, because it's like a Club Med, and they hype it up as terrible because they don't want a bunch.
No, they're not hyping it up as terrible. They're hyping it up as white picket fence, and like it's like a retirement community where you can go and enjoy your golden years. You know what I mean? And you're safe. And there's amenities. But
Mai Tais by the pool with
that's what they're selling it as. And buy your space now, like you have to buy into one of these. You know what I mean? Like it's a timeshare. Leah has read it.
Okay. So I mean I know it's gonna be messed up. It's kind of like the reveal. It took a while in Immortal Era to get to the chicken farm, and when you finally got there, me. When you finally get there, it is more fucked up than you would think. And the reason it's called the chicken farm is explained. And that became because I read an article online about that chicken, and I was like, okay, I can do something with this. And I had an artist refuse to draw when I told him what was going to happen. He kind of quit the book because he knew the chicken farm was coming.
That's how you know you got a great story.
When you
Yeah,
say artist,
like, wow. I think that's hilarious because when I got there, I was like, oh shit. Like because Ed had warned me. He was like, oh, do you have any theories about the chicken farm? I'm like, the chicken farm? And he was like, yeah, we mentioned. I was like, oh yeah, no, I read about it. Like, what do you think it is? I have no idea. I don't know it myself and knowing how similar our writing style is. And I was like, it's fucked up, whatever it is. And I was
yeah.
right. He's right. It's so hence the chicken heads that we showed you at the beginning. Enjoy.
Yeah, that's the
Go read
because of the
Immortal Era.
chicken farm.
You can be
I
in
guess
the
I brought
intro.
it on myself.
Oh my gosh. This is the woman that has a hat and mug that says "Tears of My Readers." I think Ed could wear it too. I think Ed is.
I think
I think.
so. My wife still yells at me about issue 9. She's like, "How could you do that to poor Stephanie?" So,
It's funny.
and I say,
All right.
just wait. You're gonna hate me a lot more by the time
Well,
this is done. We're
I
gonna
always
get
say
a
that
gallon
too.
jug for Tears of My Readers. A coffee cup
Oh,
won't fill it.
I am prepared. I know, and I felt bad for Leah too. I was like, "Careful, there's trigger warning for dogs in this one too." It's like
Mm.
we,
Yeah,
oh,
see,
dogs.
I haven't done anything to dogs because
Yee,
by this
Paul.
point in my timeline, dogs don't exist.
Well, it's because they've been eaten.
Yeah, the dogs have been long consumed. The only animals that still exist in my world are birds because they can fly away. So
Yeah,
we see
that
some
makes sense.
crows, and that's about it. I mean, it's all noted out, everything all the way through, and I don't think there's any animals popping up anywhere because, yeah, there's like it's 200 years of immortality. Yours is a lot fresher
Yeah,
immortality.
10.
It's
We're
been
in 10 years.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
been 10 years, not 200. So some animals could have survived that. If we looked at Immortal Era 10 years later, it would look a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah, and, like, 200 years into Path of the Pale Rider, it would be it would be a hot mess. I
Yeah.
don't know if I don't take the story out that far. I don't.
Okay.
There's something to say about that. Alright. So, since we've had the row of heads and then some chicken heads,
Hmm.
would you hug the other half? Would you hug if just this body came shambling up to you, would you hug this poor body with no head?
I think I'm leaving the body alone. That's going to be stinky. And the heads,
Stinky.
they could, in my universe, if they're heads from my universe, they could still have a conversation with you. You could mount them on a little Dr. Man flying device, and now they can become part of your crew. They could join the gang. So that
You want
those
this as a crew? What if it's a
the
shambling
body,
body and you just put
I'm
Dr.
throwing
Man
that
on top of it?
I'm throwing that down to the eaters and let them have their way with it.
Oh my gosh. Leah, you have no idea. I really feel like I'm on a list at this point.
Yeah.
Um,
Now it
at
looks like
one
I'm on it
point,
too.
I did research for reasons. I was researching. Oh, you're eating lunch right now? Shaw, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Paul.
Yeah, I guess in some places it's not the morning brew and there it's the
Oh
afternoon. Let me ruin your lunch. First we scared off the delivery men. Now we're ruining your lunch.
no.
You're welcome. Please pack floaters.
Yes, it's so terrible. All the things that
So
we write about are just terrifying. And I mean, like, Ed is an elementary school teacher, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So if you look at the two of us, we're like, yay, we're happy, we're well adjusted, and then we write this stuff. So
then my third graders, can I read your book? No.
no,
I'm gonna put a
absolutely not.
hard no on that one.
Oh, Leah. So what I was trying to say was, at one point, for reasons, Path of the Pale Rider related, I was researching flammable gases that smell sweet.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm on a list somewhere.
Yeah, and I had to research like severely burned bodies and what they would look like for my artist. And if you know the story, that's probably a spoiler alert,
Do you
but
send stuff? I mean, sometimes I send stuff to Gilbert and he laughs at it, and other times he's just like, "Why?"
yeah, Caesar pulled it off, and he even said with this particular character, he's like, "But I thought they were dead." I'm like, "Have you been paying attention to this book? No
Yeah,
one's dead.
no
Dead
one.
does not exist in this book."
Right? We have some severely burned people in our story as well,
Yeah,
and it sucks. Sucks for them. So it's like, all right, Jude, you better figure this out quick because people be stinking, people be hurting. It's just oh no. Okay, well at least you did special effects makeup, slightly less disturbing,
Yeah,
but
I guess I could have done it that way, and that's probably what I really saw was more special effects kind of stuff,
oh thank
more
goodness.
movie looking. But yeah, Caesar, because that's issue 12. Issue 12 is my holy shit issue where I've been saying it all along. It's where I break my own world, and yeah,
I'm just laughing.
that's the big reveal issue where a lot happens. I mean, it's our halfway point, so
Yeah.
it's things have to get their worst before they can get better.
That's where we are right now. Issue 7 was like, this is really bad.
So you have your worst issue, and then 12 is kind of mine, where this is the everything is falling apart issue, and then we get, I don't know, it falls apart way more. The third story arc is darker than the second, and then the fourth story arc's where we get, I don't know if there's happiness, but we get some sort of resolution, I
Yeah.
suppose. I don't know if there's happy in either one of our endings. Happily ever after. If you've been
I'm
reading
trying to
this
think.
far, you're pretty much not expecting happily ever after, and you might be upset if you got it.
Because, like, when we get to issue 12, so okay, so where we are in our story, it's the worst, right? And now
Mhm.
we're changing gears. Things, and I've said this a few times, that things change a lot when we start going into issue 8, but we're
Mhm.
downhill towards the answer. So what's great about Ed's book is he tells you right away what happened with death, and like the whole point of the book is they're trying to resolve it.
Yeah.
And then in my story, it's like you have to live through the terrible unknown to
Mhm.
then try and figure it out. So Jude's
Yeah.
on his way to figuring it out. In fact,
Mhm.
if you guys have been paying attention, and I've been dropping breadcrumbs since issue 1, what's been
Mm.
happening. So if you're paying attention and you figure it out, you could figure it out in 8. It maybe you definitely could figure out 9, and if you don't figure out 9, we tell you what it is in the beginning of 10. And so
Okay.
we're on that path, but when we get to 12, it's almost like the door has busted open and now there's 7,000 more questions. And
Yeah.
so that's when we go into the next arc. So
Got it.
no, we got lots more to tell.
Oh yeah.
Lots.
So how
So
many is yours going to be? How many issues?
I think it's gonna be 36.
Okay, so you're going longer than Immortal Era, because I've kind of, my initial thought for Immortal Era was 30, but I've kind of tightened down the story to tell it in 24, and then we could
Yeah.
do some side stories of what happened in the beginning, because there's with the witch coven, they've been attempting it every 1,000 years, and there's a lot of stories you could tell that are kind of period pieces that
Right.
go back every 1,000 years with them trying to bring immortality. And we see this the successful attempt, but they've
There's
been at
been
it a while.
unsuccessful attempts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dylan, I don't know. I haven't okay, because I say this every time. It's dependent on like the Kickstarter runs, and the longer we do this, obviously the more funds, the more readers that we have. And
Mm.
so what we're running right now gets me one issue plus some, you know what I mean? So then I run the next Kickstarter and it finishes the last story, and then it's plus some. So eventually we might be able to run a Kickstarter and do 2 issues at a time.
Mm.
So right now I'm breaking it up into 24 pages, but I could do double issues and do it as 6 books instead of 12.
Mm.
It's same number of pages, just released differently. I've also toyed around with the idea of writing it as novel form.
Mm.
So the 12, once it's done, will be released as one volume, right? So you can read graphic novel Path of the Pale Rider all together. But then I might go back and release it as a novel. And I'm thinking that I could do novel of arc 2 and arc 3
Mm.
and release it that way so people can read it, and then if I decide to go back and do more comics, there's already you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm tossing around a lot of ideas. So I don't know how long it'll take me, because right now it's like I feel like I could go faster,
Mm.
but there's life, and life happens and we're not going faster. So I don't know what
Yeah.
the answer is. But the story is there, and the story will come out in entirety at some point. We're not going to
Yeah.
stop telling the story. You guys be mad at me if you don't get to the end.
Yeah, that's the same with Immortal Era. It will come out one way or the other. At the
Mhm.
point we're at, I hope to do it in comic form, especially because we're now hitting the midway point, which gives us 2 arcs left. And I know my artist is definitely clamoring to keep the story moving and get it finished. So with him, I think his motivation will keep it going. And I also, it's everything is laid out. I know the path that things need to go. I know
Yeah.
the decisions that are going to upset people are laid out, and there's no changing them.
Yep. Yep. So it'll come out. It'll come out one way or the other. It's just a
Yep.
matter of time and finances and life. All these things that are going on that kind of affect the timing of it, but the story's there.
Yeah.
So I don't think we finished playing. I got a few more things that I want to show you real quick, and then we will move on. We got 2 more giveaways, so we gotta keep moving forward. I produce books as illustrated novels. Yeah, so spot illustrations and the text works really well. That's another thing I was thinking about doing as well, especially because once I get through the first 12, all the art is done. And so
Mm.
if I'm going back and doing the novel, I could use some of the art that we've generated in the novel. I don't know. There's just lots of ideas. And yes, I mean, like you're there too, Paul. You're an artist and it takes time to do all this stuff. So
Yeah, nothing's
I just
fast.
no, well, and nothing worthwhile is fast.
I guess
Let's
so.
put it
Yeah. I
that
mean,
way.
I could crank it out quick, but then I won't be happy, and the readers wouldn't either, and you'd see them
Right.
start to disappear.
Exactly. All right. I got a couple more pictures. We can fly through these because I think I know the answer. Are you hugging death?
I mean, I don't know how
Really?
if I live in the Immortal Era universe and I'm one of those poor people that are 100 something years old, yeah, let's go. Big hug.
Okay, if you're ready for death. Okay. See, this is the thing is that we
Like
get
right
this
now, I'm running away.
right. We get this approach of like death as a thief, death as a friend, um, death as a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there's so many different versions, but is it death that's the different versions, or is it the people's mentality that's different? You
I
know what I
think so.
mean?
Yeah,
Of when
when you see death is how you're going to interpret it. So, like I said,
Ooh,
if I'm in the Immortal Era universe and I'm one of these poor people that are, being exploited by the government and Dr. Man, I'm going to go right up to him and I'm going to give him a large hug because it's like this life
yeah.
sucks. It's so much worse than than being alive. So I'm going to go give death a big hug. But if I'm, let's say, Ari and Miguel's age, then yeah, I'm going to be like, we'll hug later. But yeah, just depending on when you meet him. Right now version of me, no thank you. Uh, you know,
No.
a
I don't
hundred
know. I
years
think it's
from
too
now version of me,
unpredictable.
let's go.
Too unpredictable in my universe. I don't not I'm not I'm not approaching death. Death is missing right now anyway. So I know we have Karen Needlemeyer, which we think is Karen Prime, but when I think of Karen Prime, this
Real
is the
Karen
image that
Prime.
comes in my Kate
John and
and
Kate plus 8. Yeah.
yeah,
She's the
I think
Karen Prime. One of the
yes.
characters I sent my artist this basic picture to say, all right, that she's got to have that hair. Because
It's the
he's done it
hair. I
like
think yes, she's the
The
one that
Karens he
started this
done
haircut.
the Karens he's done have like a good bob or a cute pixie, not this god awful, John and Kate haircut. So some of them have to have the terrible one. What they have are just like nice, fashionable short hair, but you got to have Karen Prime needs to look like that.
I agree. This is the essence of Karen right here. I think this is the Karen that started the name Karen. I
Yeah.
know her name is Kate, but it's like this
How
this
she
is what
became
started it.
Karen, it's hard to say, but yeah, she's the one, and that's the one. Like, all right, well, the one he did, like the one where you see her over the bed, she like that's the nice haircut. That is not. So that's what the Karen Prime has to be rocking that thing. But would
Hilarious.
I hug her? No, she would ask to speak to the manager and spit on me and get her Karen bile on me. And I don't know if I'd be a hunter or I would just become because the men we
Sad.
haven't seen the men in the story. They become gym bros, and they're like they become. Do you even lift, bro? What up, bro? You're weak. Look at those little puny arms. So they turn into that. So at one point when our main character is beginning to watch his girlfriend morph, she's going to look at this kind of muscular guy walking down the street like, you should start lifting, bro. You're pretty weak. So that's when he knows things are wrong.
Oh no. I was gonna say, do we have Chads? Do we have Chads in here?
But yeah, they're the gym bros, so I don't know what we'd call them. We'll just call them the kins, and they're the gym bros that just kind of tell everyone that they're weak, and that's you'll that's who protects the Karens. The Karen hive also has the kind of the gym bros, the men who also turned into the male version of Karens, protecting them. So they got to deal with a bunch of pumped up gym bros and Karen demons.
So the ultimate goal of the Karen hunters should be to get those two to fight each other.
The gym bros and the Karens, yeah.
Yeah, have them take each other out.
Turn them against each other.
Yes. And then stay out of the way. All right, last picture. I had to put an eyeball in there somewhere, and I can't find. This is a giant fisheye, and I don't know any context of this. Why is it separate? Why are they holding it? Why is it so big? What is it? I have no idea what this belongs
fish
to.
did that come from? I don't want to hug
no
that
idea.
fish or the eyeball.
Just a giant fisheye.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
I don't think anybody should. Why are they touching this? Why?
Yeah.
What are they doing with it?
For science. They're gonna dissect it or something, some college class.
I guess. Like,
so they can figure out how to fix floaters later on. So
Dylan is jealous that the Karens get the buff eyes. Probably from a you're right. You guys are right. But still, I'm like, no, thank you. And that's that's this really ridiculous game that we play called This is the game we play called Would You Hug This? So thank you for playing. I hope you had fun. Moving on. Yes. We got another giveaway. Let's do that. And then we'll chat for a little bit and we'll do some more stuff. So we're going to give away the Big James hoodie. Any last minute, Paul, would you like to be entered? We're giving away
nice.
This really nice extra large hoodie with Big James on it. It's never been worn. I just had an extra one made and I'm willing to give it away today in honor of our 200th episode of the Morning Brew, the Tuesday Morning Brew. So I have the following people on. Let me share the screen. Wheel of Names. Hold, please, while I push all the buttons. Here we go. So we got Lupons, Carrie, Leah. I'm going to take myself off of here because I don't need to win this.
Yeah.
We have Dylan, Michael, Matthew. Anybody else? Paul.
Someone just put it in, yeah.
Paul Pate, we will put you on. Paul, if I could type. Can't type. Anybody else? No, Pops. Is Pops? No, Pops already won the
Pops
digital
won my
thing.
digital bundle.
Yeah, because I was like, what happens? All right, friends, are we ready? Go! Oh, Matthew, you were so close.
Oh.
Lupons, congratulations. You have won the hoodie. It's a really nice hoodie.
Yeah, it looks good.
I also feel bad for taking it from what? It's a giveaway. You're not taking it. I'm giving it.
Yeah, it's
all
not,
right.
It's not for some, if it was for a backer, it would go to the backer.
Right. Lou wins. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Woohoo! It might be a little big on you, Lou, but it's one of those comfy ones you can wear over another t-shirt. Be great for walking the doggo in the cold. All right. Bye, Leah. Thanks for hanging out. Love ya. And then good times. Good times. All right. My goodness. I just want to remind everybody where we are. I'm going to refresh this page. The reason for this season is, of course, floaters. We want Guys, help us get funded, man. I've already backed this one. I think it's fabulous. It's a horrifying story. If you like horror, and I know that you do, because if you like Path, you would love all of Ed's stuff. I do. So hop on this. Grab a spot. He's seriously what 40 no $36 from funded.
Yeah, it's
That's like
almost there.
it's one or two backers depending on what you choose. So gosh, push this one over so he can like have a nice Thanksgiving and not have to worry about it would be
Not
great.
refresh. I think if I refresh, I'll be yelled at. Although you're preparing all the stuff, I'm getting all the meats ready. Where we kind of do it in my house
Yeah,
where I do it. I do all the meats. My daughter's doing all the sides, and my wife is going to be baking pie. So we have a busy house, but yeah, all three of us kind of work together to get things done. So it'll be good.
that's good. It's usually just me.
And I'll get the turkey on the smoker and then go out for a long run so I can burn calories before I consume them back. So
Smart.
I usually
Yeah,
will
yeah.
run to the 5K. There's a little 5K turkey trot. So I'll run to the start line of the 5K, which is 5 miles away, run the 5K, then run home, and it ends up being 13 miles. So that's my way of
I
doing
can't even
more
I don't
miles.
even want to run 1 mile.
Hmm.
I can't even understand the fact that you ran what, 48 miles?
Yeah.
How long does it take you to run 48 miles?
I mean, that was done over 3 different legs, and it was the first 2 I did really well. The third one was very long, but I think it was about 7 hours total, something like that.
Wow.
So, I mean, I was
Was it in
moving at a
1 day
really
though?
it's over 36 hours.
Oh, for 3 days. Okay.
So you have a team of for that one, we had a team of 6, and each runner it's 200 miles divided amongst all the runners. Some get a little less, some get a little more, but 6 runners turned to 5 when one of mine got the food poisoning. So then I took all her miles on, and they have
Yeah.
these little finish lines that you get to, and each finish line you stop, you get back in the van, and you hand it off to your next person. And I just kept going past every finish line. They're like, "This is the finish line. You can stop." I'm like, "No, I'm doing this person's,
No, I
and I'm doing an
can't.
ultra." So I ran to 4 different ones before I finally got to stop.
You just cry the whole time.
That was my night run. I felt good, and it was my stupidity for not just wolfing down a shit ton of food before I did the next one, because I finished my night run, which was I think it was like 18 miles total for that one. And I was running at a really great pace. I think I was keeping my pace right under 8-minute miles the whole way through. And then I finished and did the 2 smoothies. After 18 miles, I should have eaten a fucking, body-sized burrito or something. And instead, I drink 2 Jamba juices, and that's not close to even recouping the calories I just burned, let alone the ones I'm about to burn running
Right.
26 miles. So for the 26 miles, my pace was like 11 minutes, which that was pretty much brisk walking most of the time. Tried to run. My head started spinning like, never mind, I'm not going to run. And slow runners are like, you got this. Like, motherfucker, I should be passing you, but I'm not. And I just don't want to hear it. Thank you for the encouragement. So I would kind of
You're
give them
like,
a thumbs up because at that point, my mouth was so dry, even speaking hurt.
things you don't think about having to run that far. I would never
And
think about, like, my mouth being so dry I can't talk.
I
Because
drank
I would be
from a
staring at them
I
and be
drank
like,
from a
"I'm on
garden
mile
hose.
40.
Yeah.
Leave me
And
alone."
that's what I said. I said, this is mile 43 of 48. And then it's just this big uphill. And this guy's like watering his lawn. I'm like, dude, can I get some of that? And I'm like sucking from the garbage, the garden hose, like it's the greatest water that's ever existed. I mean, I grew up in the 80s. I drank from plenty of garden hoses. That's not new. The slightly metallic rubber taste, you learn to love it.
But yeah, exactly.
Yes.
From the 70s and 80s, you drank from that hose. It's nostalgic.
Yeah, and that guy was just like, damn. Then some people felt bad seeing me drink from the garden hose, so they run up to me like, "Do you want a bottle of water?" Like, yes, I
Yes.
do. It's just like
Thank you.
chugging that water down because I got so dehydrated. Because that's what I also didn't do between leg the second and third leg was I think maybe 2 or 3 bottles of water when I should have done a full gallon at minimum. So yeah, everything I did is like I could write the how not to run book about what I did during that race.
No, we had another idea, right? Weren't you going to talk about writing a book about running techniques based in the zombie apocalypse or based
Yes.
in some type of apocalypse, but
So
it's
it'll be
actual
based.
running tips, right?
Yeah. So that's the book I'm working on. It's
Wine.
just water hose wine.
Is
At
that what
that
we call
time,
it? Is that what it's
that
called?
at that time it was the most delicious thing I ever drank. It was just when your mouth is so dry you can't speak. It is
Yes.
the nectar of the gods right there.
I'm telling
So
you.
yeah, the how to run book is definitely one. It's another one that's in the loose note stage. But yeah, I want to do it where it's running tips as set in the zombie apocalypse, where if you read it, you can get a good zombie tale and also get real running tips for how to run a marathon. So it's something I'm
See?
working on. The hard part is the running part's the easy part because I could write a little short story on how to do that, but it's the how to give it a proper narrative where it'll be a one shot, but how can this one shot be actually a compelling story while also teaching you the tips and tricks of how to run a marathon?
I think that's genius. Yeah.
Because at this
'Cause,
point,
I
I
mean,
think I have like 35 marathons under my belt, so I know how to do that part. But how do you make it the zombie part?
well, I just think the zombie part makes it fun because it's like, who wants to read a book about running? I don't,
Oh,
but
they're
I
very
might read it.
boring. I have multiple books on running. I haven't finished
Really?
any of them because I start reading them. It's just like, okay,
Hey,
you could
Brian.
have done this. You could have done this in a short story. So that's the thing. It's kind of like when you have to go to a work meeting and they could have just told you all of that in an email. If you read a big 300-page running book, you could have crammed that down to 17 pages and I'd have everything I need. So that's what I want to do is like I will cram it down to 28 pages for you and also give you a fun little zombie tale and give you all the important tips and tricks that you need to get. And then we could do volume 2, running nutrition in the the zombie
Hey,
apocalypse.
that's smart. Like, for real, I think that would sell. I think it's entertaining, and a book that maybe someone like myself would even read, and I have no interest in running. If it was just a straight up book about running, I wouldn't even think twice. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? No. But running with the zombies? Like,
Yeah, and
yeah.
it's actually it was an idea. I was on the Just Joshing show and we were talking about,
Yeah.
okay, I have this idea for a running book that I want to write. And he goes, you should find a way to make a running book work in the sensibilities of your comic brain. And I thought, you know what? He's right. Just writing
Yes.
a running book, people aren't going to want to read that. My audience is comic readers, but I have runners in there too, and that's why I did tech shirts for the Finish Line Comics. So the Finish Line Comic shirt is done as a tech shirt that you can go run in. I've run several marathons wearing a Finish Line Comic shirt. And when you're around mile 18, people look at your shirt. They're like, I feel you, man. Me and that guy, we're the same.
Yes. The chat is hilarious right now. It says, "Oh, Ed, you need to do how to run from a Karen in the wild. That would be funny." And then
I
says,
could,
"Ed, you should create one with dinosaurs. You've had a chance people buying it with dinosaurs." And said, "Lori only runs from what she can't kill."
yes. So dinosaurs would be on the list. So I'm thinking, yeah, I could do it with dinosaurs. And I have a dinosaur story. That's another one of my loose note stories is I have a dinosaur story. So I guess it could be dinosaurs will eventually be in the Finish Line Comics universe.
I was gonna say you could do the same story and just change out the big bad
Mm-hmm.
and just have different versions of the same, kind of like how they have I don't know. I was gonna say like the writing for dummies. How they have all this for dummies, but it's just they change
Yeah.
out the thing, but it's still for dummies. So it could be running techniques based in dinosaurs, based in zombies, based in Karens and aliens and
Yeah. Yeah. Because we have the Karens that are, you got to outrun these demons that can fly and they'll hunt you down. And then we could have, the zombies. So yeah.
How to Run from X.
Oh, yes. That becomes my bestseller. Who knows? Like,
Genius.
it'll be some dumb thing like that that'll be what everyone reads. Huh.
Rar. Yes. Feel free to put me in your story. See Laurie run. Laurie is running because she can't stab that to death. So
Yes.
there she goes. You should run too. Here's how you do it.
Yeah, I could do. It could be easily set in the Immortal Era universe, and it's kind of
Yeah.
some of Dr. Man's terrible training that he puts Ari through, and one of them is building cardio.
He's such a jerk. I don't know how many times I've read your story and been like, damn that Dr. Man.
He does.
Let's hope Karen doesn't discover Red Bull. I think that's what she did. She drank some Red Bull, she grew some wings, and then now she's after Ed's characters.
Poor guys. They're gonna go through some bad stuff. I mean, our main character gets dipped in the saliva bathtub, so it already starts bad for him.
When I read this, I was like, "Oh my god!" They just dunk someone's head in vomit. I was like, "This is where we're. This is issue 1. This is where we're starting." Like, fine. This is great. What are we doing? Pursued by a ferocious interdimensional chinchilla. Here's how to run from it.
Yes. Do you want to escape? Will you survive?
I just want to hug the chinchilla. We're going to put chinchillas in our game. Would you hug this? They would win.
Yes. How to run from vampires. I would imagine vampires have good cardio. I don't think they'd be easy to outrun.
I don't know.
Killer Karen's Guide to Running. Yeah. So Karen Slayer's Guide to Running.
Lots of. I mean, I love my chat. They're great with ideas.
Yeah, so that one's it's in its loose form, but things always start there, and then it's just when I finally figure out what's the narrative, it'll blow up, and it'll be a couple days later that script will exist.
That's funny. And you know what? Someone else was talking about this. One of my friends, Joe Salazar. She writes The Dead Weight. It's a novel series. It's like Girl Interrupted meets zombies. Where it's girls that are in like a juvenile detention center because they have problems. We'll just put it that way. And then the zombie apocalypse starts. And it's like almost because this character is a psychopath, she's like meant for this world and how she functions. She functions very well, but she kind of still has to hide what she is from people in order to survive.
Okay.
Great story. But she said the same thing. She's like, when I go on a run and I turn off everything else and I'm just focused on the repetition of movement, that's when the good ideas flow.
Yeah.
And I was like,
so many. I get home and I just sweat over my notebook as the ideas that came during that run, I got to get them out. So it's a lot of them don't get revisited for months. There's a sequence in Immortal Era with Tristessa, kind of our big bad, and Dr. Nyx, and that I wrote years ago, and it's finally going to show up in issue 13. So it's just one of those things where you don't know when it'll come, but you got to get those ideas down. And that's the thing, is you can't think, oh, I'll remember this later. It's like, nope, you can get out your notebook, the sweaty one that has kind of little warped pages because you've dripped all over them. And that's the one that, you know, those are the come back to them later ideas.
Then for me, those are 3x5 cards where it's like I jot down all these separate ideas and then I could rearrange them to make something cohesive.
Yeah.
So that works for me. Oh, this is Paul. I'd love to read how to love a vampire. These vampires are too busy brooding and falling in love. Can you imagine if Karen is expecting wings from Red Bull and then she goes Uber Karen on the CEO from the sugar? She needs to speak to a manager because she did not get her wings.
She can make a few more Karens in the process.
So gross. All right. We're going to do one last giveaway before we wrap up the show. And of course, this one, my friends, is for the digest trade. I just got a stack of these. So you're getting, I'm numbering 10 of these and I'm embossing them. You get the first of 10 embossed. So who's left? Who wants to be on this wheel? I left everybody on. So we have Paul, We have Carrie, Leah, Paul Pate, Dylan, Michael, and Matthew. Anybody else in the chat? Brian? Anybody else that I'm seeing? Carrie's on there. Lou, you already won, so unfortunately we took you off. Anybody else? I know Dylan. Dylan's like, me. Brian. I'm just waiting to see if you want to be a part of the giveaway. And if not, I will push the button. So in the meantime, Ed, tell us where you're going to be. Nope, you're good. Perfect. Okay. Brian's like, I already know where to find you. So he's not going to be at it. Sorry, as I type it in anyway. But Ed, tell us where you're going to be. Tell us your socials, where people can follow you, all that good stuff. And then I will push the button.
All right. So you can find me. All my socials are under Finish Line Comics. You can find me on the Madness Network. I have 2 shows. So tomorrow we'll be doing Wicked Part 2. We're going to cover the music of that with the people from the Critical Affection. So Sarah is bringing her crew over. We talked on her show yesterday about the movie. We're going to come tomorrow to talk about the music, but you can see me most Wednesdays talking about new albums on that show. You can see me Saturday mornings when I talk with other creators on Saturday Morning Comic Talk. And yeah, Laurie has the record of the longest for both shows. So we've managed to stretch both of them to the limits of Pops, where he will say, we have another show. Get off. So yes, we've taken them both that long, and we have those 2. And then if you find me on Finish Line Comics on Instagram, on Facebook, you can see any upcoming cons and things. Right now, con season's kind of closed out because we're getting to the end of the year, but I have new ones starting in January. So I'll be hitting cons again starting in January. So you can, if you follow my social media, you'll know what appearances are going. Right now we have Floaters. Immortal Era 12 will be the next Kickstarter, probably. I'm thinking March, just because January and February aren't great times to run campaigns.
Right.
But I'm going to be doing issue 12 and the trade together. So we'll be able to get, you can get either or, and you can, grab whichever one you please. Cause I've done it where you do a book and the trade together, and it's kind of my floppy people will buy that. The people that prefer the trades that have been waiting will buy that. And you can kind of appeal to both. And that way you don't have to run 2 different campaigns. So you can do issue 12 and the trade in one swoop, and then issue 13 will come out right after that. So yeah, it gives you kind of both of the collectors you have get what they want.
I might consider doing that. Paul, you do have the trade. You have the full-size trade that I ran, I think, last year.
I have that one.
This is a smaller one. Here, wait. Sorry, I don't have one with the regular cover, but this is the full-size trade. This is the one that I did the rebind. So this is the big one with the glossy. So this is the big size. Let me just show you for comparison. This one is slightly smaller. It's compact. It's on like novel paper. So it is slightly different. If you don't want to keep it, you can give it away to someone for Christmas. It would make a good Christmas gift. But I am going to be numbering the one I am shipping. It's a 1 of 10 because it'll be embossed in the back. The ones that you get off of Amazon are not embossed because I have to emboss them myself. So just so you understand what you're getting, should you win. And off we go. Ready? Matthew, it looks like it's you. Matthew! Congratulations, Matthew. Please contact me with your address so I can ship you this book. All right, my friends. Whew, that is the show. We gave away a lot of stuff. We got away t-shirts and hoodies and a giant digital package. I wish I could have got that, but sadly, no worries. I will go get my own copy. Yeah. Yes, Matthew is the victor. Congratulations. Yes. So next week, Who's on next week? Fish Lee is on next week.
Ooh.
Speaking of people that we've broken the talking limits, Fish is
Yes.
the reason why. Fish and Sarah, myself and Ed, all together is the combination to have the longest conversation
Yep,
on record.
that's what brought our longest Saturday morning show. And then yeah, when we launched Floaters, that ended up being 2 hours because we had Fish on it. We had Laurie. And Dan was just along for the ride. Dan's like, all right, you guys are giving up way too much information. I'm gonna sit here and not give up all the crazy shit I did in my past.
I know, and I feel like we traumatized him slightly.
Well, he knew what he was getting into. He chose to do the Floaters book, and he knew he had and he letters Immortal Era, so he already has the portal to my brain and knows that it's a messy place.
I feel like that's kind of how we roll. You got to have that in order to keep things interesting.
Yes.
You got to. Otherwise, what's the point? It's like you got to let the weirdness out. You got to, and people want to read something that's new and exciting. We're done with the same old shit. We really are.
Yeah, and I have fun because my letterer gets surprised as he's going along, and my colorist, she was after issue 9. She's like, "Oh my gosh," she's like, "I've never told you, but this is really crazy and nothing's like it. But damn, that issue was rough. Was like it tore me up because yeah, people aren't happy about what happened to poor Stephanie. My wife will yell at me at least once a week about it."
And I mean, like, we've talked about this before, but real quick, because I have to play some ads before we get out of here. But this page, when I got to see the pencils and inks versus the color, this just brings this to life. It really does.
Yeah.
So the colorist on this issue really made a huge difference in the telling of the story and the emotion behind it. So highly recommend. Again, if you guys haven't had a chance to go back, Floaters, they are 1 or 2 backers away from being funded. Ooh, you got a backer, so you are $20, man.
Ooh, so close.
Come on, we need one more. Come on. It's my, I don't know, Italian. I'm not Italian. I'm not Italian, so I don't know what that is. But that would be so great if this would fund today, and then Ed could have a really nice Thanksgiving and not have to worry about it. So
I have to pester my parents at the Thanksgiving table, like, "Oh, have you backed Floaters yet?"
That's a weird conversation to have.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, have I grossed my parents out yet?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like, I mean, they know my book. They know my mind, and my mom yells at me already about it, so that's okay. It's like, not your mother's comic book. I can write that in the descriptions.
No. Unless your mother is me, and then it's for me.
Yeah, then you're fine.
Right, exactly.
And my wife's able to read it, and she likes it. She just yells at me because she likes characters. She's like, "How could you do that to that poor character?"
Because I can.
And it's like, I've been foreshadowing it since issue 3. You missed the little hints. So I like you. I love to kind of foreshadow events, and we saw Stephanie's demise little by little until we got the full reveal in issue 9.
Dun, dun. Oh well. Got to break some eggs to make an omelet. And that, my friends, is the show. Be excellent to each other. Kiss your babies. And we will see you here next week on the Tuesday Morning Brew. And it will be freaking December. Just shoot me. Okay, bye.
Ozzy, what are you doing? Come and have a look at this lovely book that was sent over.
You're wrapping in the vernacular.
Oh, go on and spit the bat out your mouth. No one can understand you like that.
Very nice. Say how 5 dentists and all.
Oh, well, that's not much better. Ozzy, why don't you sing to me? I can always understand you when you sing to me.
Fucking my brains. What is this my publisher sent me? Inked in black with art so sweet.
So what do you think? Do you like it?
Oh, Lord, yeah.